Alright. Let's see, which mic is it even using? I don't think it's using my good one. Welcome back, though. So you're making a physical game, huh? Just plans so far? Do you have like what's your game gonna be like? I know you said it's like D&D, but is it like a role-playing game?
Okay, this should be better now. Now we got some higher quality audio coming through. Working on balancing a war game called Battle Dome. Nice. This sounds dope, man. That sounds cool. Handcrafting the props. How long have you been working on that? Like just over the past couple weeks? Awesome. I bet if you got like a all of your design going and everything set up properly, you could probably do like some good 3D printing for some of the props, I imagine. You have a 3D printer? All handmade? You've done D&D terrain before using foam board. Nice. It's always fun doing that kind of stuff, isn't it? I haven't done that exactly, but it's like working on something physical. Kind of takes your mind off of things. In 1 second, I've got the tea is done. Yeah, send some pics to the Share Your Work channel. Love to see it. Definitely, bro. Let me see here. All right, let's get into this. I did, by the way, merge your latest changes. Haven't actually like played with them, but should be in good shape. Gotta get back into the swing of things here. Repos. I have too many of these things. I need to clean it out. Yeah, I did a cursory look over the some of the changed variables and stuff. I mean, there were no conflicts from a technical perspective, so let's see here. So I noticed GDevelop rolled out several updates lately, but didn't see anything that would impact my game directly. A few quality of life items. But man, it's good to be back. Good to be back. Did a trip through Amsterdam and a few places throughout Europe, and then went over to Ireland. And it wasn't even planned, but we happened to go through Dublin on the 17th, which was St. Paddy's Day. And boy, do they celebrate. Every street, first of all, they have a lot of pubs, but every street was packed all the way out from the pubs into the street. And yeah, they get pretty wild. Relatively friendly, though, for a big city. Let's see here. Doesn't like my file structure here, so I'm just modifying this real quick. What is today? 327. So that one should be right. Let's open. Yeah, that looks about right. Let's see if this has your changes in there too. Yeah, not too far from your neck of the woods. Actually, you had a layover at London Heathrow Just a few hours. Did a quick little jaunt over to Kensington. I walked around that park for a little bit, and I was under like just this random rain cloud that dumped water on me, just enough for me to get pretty wet, and then it stopped raining. So that was fun. Obviously, I wasn't planning on being out there really, so I didn't have like an umbrella. I had a poncho, but it was buried in my bag, and I didn't feel like getting it out. So that was fun. Yeah, it sounds like the UK weather. You had so many of these games, you forgot which one was what, so you had to delete all and reset. Yeah, I noticed that's kind of like a weird thing, like in GDevelop, the way it accesses all of your previous games. It just makes it look like a mess. All right, so I want to make sure that I have your changes in here. Oh, nice, just an hour, huh? Well, if I was planning on staying there, we should have hooked up for lunch or something. Maybe next time. Let's see. I wanted to see what. I mean, I could look through GitHub, but since you're online, what is something you changed that I can make sure this is incorporating your work? Like, for example, any variables. It's about time to rename the scene too, isn't it? Look at the fire tower. Added a condition. Yeah, let's take a look there. Would it be this section here? Do we still need this test text down here? I think you used that on a previous change, didn't you? You disabled the flame sticker condition. The condition that deletes when the object stuck to it dies. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I disabled the test text down there. Hey George, what is going on, man? Welcome back. It's been a while. It's been a while. You've been traveling, I've been traveling. You're still pumping out your podcast too. How you been? Looked like some pretty good stuff over there at your convention. Sorry I couldn't make it down there. I was really bummed out about that. Yeah, well, I'll just take it as an omen that I need to go to Korea soon. Yeah, busy with work and catching up. So, do you... Because when I got back to work, I was like swimming in emails. Do you suffer from that as well? Part of me just wants to like ignore all of them and then hope that if it was important that they send the email again. But I do my best to get through them. Code, you said you added a condition in the dead enemy code to make sure the flame deletes. Okay, so... We're swarmed with emails and stuff to upload. Yeah, I bet. I bet. But it's your Friday over there, so I'm a little bit jealous about that. That much closer to the weekend. Okay, so a condition in the if the fire tower on fire code. Let's give this. Let's run this thing and see what it's looking like. Yeah, I didn't see any bugs that time around regarding the burning flames. In the condition that checks on fire timer he added if not dead. right here. I mean, it seems effective. It seems to be doing the trick. Yeah, it was really bizarre, wasn't it? One of those finicky bugs, which unfortunately seems to be all we're left with at this point in the game. No, appreciate that work though. That's super helpful. That was a weird one. Good stuff. Looks good. Heck yeah, man. So I think, yeah, working on the meteor. I know you mentioned, well, I guess we have two for the meteor. There's the meteor size, the meteor targeting. Well, after tonight, I'll update the repo, and you can submit that one as well. I don't think anything I'm working on will conflict with it, though. In fact, I'm going to be working on displaying the map mods. So, I think when I left off, yeah, I think if the meteor is too high up on the screen, it gets really tiny, doesn't it? When I left off, I was working on this thing, and I got it working from this scene just fine. And then if I apply and go into a level, if I do it just like that, it works. But I think the problem is if I, let's say I go in here and I apply one, and then I want to go back to that scene. And then I'm just looking through different ones, even if I don't try to apply it. So the other one has this 333. Let's say I'm looking at this 223 one. And I just happen to go back into the world and play the level. It gives me the 223. At least it's displaying the 223. On the back end, it's still going to give me the correct one. But I wanted to basically create a new text object for this. Yeah, it should update on level start. And what it's doing right now is it's pulling a It's pulling the global object, which is already set. Because it's pulling from... Apply map mod. So there's apply map mod, display map mods, which is this one. See, and I'm just kind of refreshing my memory on how I did everything here, but yeah, I just want to get that the in-world text object to display correctly here. So I'm going to work on that tonight. And then after that, probably actually shift over to skill upgrades, because that's the only piece of the vertical slice that isn't really doing anything. It's basically ready to go, but it's not doing anything. For like skill upgrades, tower upgrades. So that's the area I want to focus on next after this. Obviously, I'll be adding a lot more content to the map mods, but we already have some. So in order to get the game, you know, completely vertically sliced, I need to get those skills going. From the scene. Yeah. So that'll be fun. These look pretty cool though. So you have some props, some scenery. Did you make these stones? Broken tablet? Very cool. Is that like plaster, or how'd you make that one? Oh no, not a nat 1. Story of my life. Oh, foam board. It's pretty convincing. I like that. So we're able to test this out with your friends. Is it like playable yet? Obviously, you've got some D&D stuff there. I like the room setup. It looks like an actual little castle room. Hey, look who it is. Back for another ride on the merry-go-round of life. That's the spirit. How you doing, Blaze? Oh, that's all for your old campaign? Gotcha. Pretty sweet, though. Oh, man, Lucky Charms. I haven't had those in ages. Do you ever just pick out... When you pull a bowl of Lucky Charms, do you ever eat all the boring bits and save all the marshmallows for last? The Six Crystals campaign, nice. Haven't played that one. I've not played that one yet. I went to a castle. I went to a couple. Went to one in South Ireland. It was pretty cool because it was basically a castle ruin, but it was still very much intact. And it was the one with like a lucky stone that people kiss or whatever. I didn't do that because it was gross. But it's pretty cool. I think it'd be fun to do a campaign there sometime. They even had their own toilet there. It's just a bench with a trough under it. But I imagine back in the day it'd be nice to be able to use that instead of going out into the cold elements. You'd just be sitting there with people next to you. You framed that tablet as it was a special game night for you. Oh, nice. Were you DMing or were you a player? Oh, it was your own custom one. Well, I guess that answers that question. If you spell drawer backwards, you get reward. But if you spell repaid backwards, you get diaper. Well, repaid and reward sound really nice, but maybe you just end up with a drawer of diapers. Look at that. We got Blaze coming in here with the facts tonight. I needed that. I needed that, man. Oh, yep, there it is, all framed up. You mentioned this is like a map. I'm not sure I would have been able to figure out where to go with this. I think I would have been a little bit unsure, but I imagine they had other material to go off of. It's like so cryptic, and it's got the magical runes on there and everything. Looks like a good time. Yeah, Blaze says if a word doesn't change when its spelling is reversed, it's palindrome. But if we reverse it and it becomes an entirely new word, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Immordnilap? A palindrome backwards? Words of wisdom, Blaze. Gonna watch the new Minecraft movie. I haven't watched it, but I'm down to watch that for sure. Has that released yet? When does that release? April 4th. Okay, it's coming out soon. Yeah, man, I'm gonna check it out. It looks funny. Exactly. It's also Jack Black, so pretty sure I've yet to see a movie that was not entertaining, at least somewhat entertaining with Jack Black in it. April 3rd. I'm gonna move to Mexico if nothing else for that reason. Yeah, we got several crew members on the chat tonight. It's like a little reunion. I need to stop taking so much time away. Also need to think about what I'm doing here. I feel like I'm just staring at text. Probably because I am staring at text. I was testing out something though. Let me see if I can show this without showing too much. Thinking about how to host a game from AWS. So I started to do that. So I put an S3 bucket up, and I dumped some HTML files in there that I just pull off of some random Git repo, and so if I then take that, And let's say I open that up in a new window. Well, if I do that, it won't work. I think I changed something here. Let me see. Anyway, so I was going to put for my next test, I was going to put a GDevelop game on here. I do not have that either, Blaze. Yeah, also George's work, and he's over there in the future, so he's trying not to get caught chatting on YouTube while he works. Let's see here. What I need is the index. Here we go. All right, so now if I go to my incognito window next to my S3 bucket, I can access my little static website, which I did not make. I just borrowed it from a test site. So I could go in there and I can make it whatever I want, of course. But that's with the free AWS account. So I'm kind of excited to try that out. I'll probably make a website for my game there, along with it would be another way to host actual games as well. Anyway, side project. Shaders make everything better. Wait, you mean there's going to be something cool with the shaders and you know what it is, but you're not saying it yet? That is... You're holding out on us. It's sacrilege. Okay, let's get rid of the skill book here. Let's go to display map mods. All right, so this is using Up here it's the S current index, which is the scene current index. Why'd you stop on that particular version code? Java users will hate this one trick. Really, the problem just seems to be the index. If I can have it select a particular index. I think I have an idea. Let me check. Let me check something out over here. Actions and stuff. Blaze, I remember you showing me that that pack a while back. I remember you showing me that one. It does look pretty cool. But yeah, obviously it's like one of those situations where a game that evolves far enough, it might lose. It might be good in some ways, but it might lose a particular feel from an earlier time, so it's understandable. Alright, so gdevelop. The current scene name function. Okay, I'm just kind of brainstorming over here for a bit. You just don't like the direction the game is going in. You play Bedrock 2, but only to mess around building mini games with commands. Man, I haven't played Minecraft at all in forever. I wouldn't mind getting back into it, though. I did play a little bit of this recently, though. Good old Factorio. It feels a lot like programming, to be honest. Mods applied, assign as current index to variable, not mod index, if seen. So, and then here it's going to be within yeah, Factor Warrior is pretty cool. It's like you start off the way you start off in Minecraft with like basically nothing, but it's not a Minecraft game, even though it has some of the same elements. The objective is more like, I mean, it's kind of similar to some of the mods in Minecraft, but it's really about going from nothing to launching a rocket into space in just a short amount of time, you know, a few hours or whatever if you're really good. But you do like a lot of automation. You go from like hand placing coal and copper ore into a furnace that you built yourself, from that to doing something that's completely automated with computers and stuff. And it's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, the camera did freeze. There we go. I mean, either that or I was a really good ventriloquist. Let me try something here. Something like this. Something like that. So we're gonna try... See, what was it called? It's like satisfactory. Haven't played that one. Let's see. Yes, it has a lot of similarities to this game. I can tell just by that background video. It has a lot of similarities. I should try that one. Yeah, the camera's still glitching. I've had all sorts of technical issues tonight, and Code's been keeping me on track here. At first, the mic was coming from my webcam mic instead of my HyperX mic. Modeling a flashlight, huh? What you gonna do with the flashlight model? Okay, so we're gonna compare two strings. If the current scene name is equal to, and then this is going to be kind of annoying. Game scene. I think I need to rename this so that it stops, well, so that it doesn't break anything. So let me close that, I'm gonna duplicate it, and then I'm going to rename this to just, I guess, level. So if that's the case, then we're going to assign change variable value s current index is assigned glb map mod that mouthful that I typed in there. And then over in the map building, let's see, whenever apply map mod is pressed. Stop glitching, camera. Let's see. Alright, so we're looking for the button press, which is going to be Right here. Right here. Button apply mods is clicked. Change the variable, set to 2. We're going to go ahead and do an assignment. Change variable value. GLB map mod is assigned S current index. We can give this a shot. I'm not sure if that's going to fix it. Oh, oops. Definitely not here. I need to move that up. Let's see what happens here. So create, create, create. So it should be 222 right there. We're going to pick the one with 222 and apply. Let's go into the level, see if that's correct. It is. Let's try again. Create, create. Let's do the 2s. We're going to apply. Then we're going to go back. Oops. Go back to it. There it is. But now we're going to hover over the 3 and then leave. Yeah, that didn't fix it. So change the variable S current index. Assign it this. Tell you what, let's double check the variable values. Yeah, fingers crossed. All right, so we'll do the 221 apply. And I know it's not going to show up now, but if I go into the level, let's see, that was actually, go back, maps, 221 should be, well, it should be the index of 2. What is the scene current index right at the moment? Yeah, it's 2, which means the global variable, let's scroll down here. The global variable is also 2. Go to the world map, go into a level, and refresh this. The variable does seem correct. What I'm wondering, though, is that I'm wondering how this is working at all now that I think about it. Because the S underscore current index, the S indicates it's a scene variable. So the external event must have access to that variable. I think I remember going over this last time. It somehow can see that variable, even though it's not actually in that level scene. So I went here. I said if we're in the level, not in the map mod scene. In this case, we're updating the S current index to basically this placeholder global variable. Which in the other scene, it was the other way around. It got assigned the S-current index. So that if we then change this S-current index because we're looking around, we can go into the level, update it to what it was when we hit apply, and use that. Because that's the variable that's being used for all of these indices here. So I think that I'm close. I just need to make sure. Let's see, current index. Once you add the event to the scene, it sees all. Yeah, Big Brother's watching. Well, the text object is updating every single time you change anything. You know, that way you can flip through like you're reading the scrolls. So they're saved in that regard. When you hit apply, it saves. There's some back-end structures or arrays, I don't remember. Those save properly. But in terms of the text object, it's updating that based on just the last scroll that you flipped to, which is not ideal. So it does save on every single flip. And all of this text is updating based on the index. So I thought if I update the index, we'll get the correct text. But it doesn't seem happy with that. Yeah, something like that. I'm scrolling through to find out exactly what saves, but I mean, no worries. This is something I'm not braining tonight either. I'm just happy to be back. It's all good. So no stressors at all tonight. I'm just trying to read through some of this. So let's, for example, if we navigate to the left, if we have a lot of the scrolls built out here, and we click on like this left button, every time we click one of these buttons, it's resaving, and it's saving. So for example, if you click left, it's what do you call it? De-incrementing the index, the scene index. And then vice versa if you click on the right. And then of course if you just click on a scroll altogether, it will change it to whatever the idea of that particular scroll is. So yeah, it's definitely updating that. It's updating that scene index based on those events. And then let me see. I think I'm not even using this anymore. Let me double check. Yeah, some of this I'm not even sure I'm using. Huh, that's odd. Well, they're duplicates because of the way I originally coded this, and then I optimized it with the external events. So I think, where'd it go? Let me try writing this again. I think I wasn't using that at all, which is why I have a global text object. Yeah, so really those events can be completely deleted. I just wonder if the problem right now is that I can't update the scene current index from the level. That might be the problem. So if instead of a scene current index, I'm using a global variable, I know I could update that from the level, and that might fix the problem. I'm tempted to try it. Yeah, basically that. Like, there are two ways I could go about this. I could have a completely separate external events, which is basically a copy of the other one, but it's calling a global variable. Or I could modify the existing external event and have it use that global variable. The problem right now seems to be that I can't modify the variable being called. So global scene current index. Let me try something. And I might need to make a copy of this just to be safe. So let's see, map building, let's duplicate. I'll just call it backup. So map building, events. What I'm going to try is find s current index and replace with this global scene current index. And then do the same thing over here. Display map mods. So find s current index, or replace it with this other one. Close. So let's try index number 2 and apply. Go back to the maps, click on number 3, leave, go into the game. Still 3. Why? How is it still 3? That is... Let me double check. So go to here. Click on number 2 and apply. And then let's look at the globals here. They're both still 2. And then if I go back into here and say click on number 1 and then refresh this, yeah, we get a 1 Global scene current index. Then go back out here, go to play, go into the level, refresh. So they're still different. Global map mod index. Which means, all right, so at least we can see why or where they're different. Which means here in the external events, global scene current index is assigned that. So it doesn't seem to be making this update. Let me try console. Let me log a message to the console. See if we can get a message here. All right, map building, and let's run through the steps again. Create. We'll apply number 2. Go back in here, we'll click on, say, number 1, and then leave again. I want to look at the debugger here, and go into the level. Okay, so my condition is not true, and that seems to be the problem at the moment. So this condition does not seem to be registering as true. So current scene name, display map mods. If events are called from a level, assign that to that. Could try to update the text every frame as its own condition in action. Yeah, could try that. Oops, wrong thing. Yeah, let's see if we can brute force it. All right, number... Oh, actually, that's going to give me a problem. I think I have an idea. Set it to a key press a key to update. Only problem with a key press is when I get into the level. I mean, I could do that for sure. That's not a bad idea. But when I get into the level, it's currently calling all the events at the beginning of the scene, and I'd rather leave them there than move them like down below. But instead of looking for the name of the scene, I could check for the global variable of the level that we're on, the level number. All of my normal levels are levels 1 and up. So when I go to that map mod scene, I could just make that like level -1 and then do a mathematical check or whatever and see if yeah, maybe it'll sometimes there are bigger problems with strings than there are doing a numerical check, So maybe that would be a little bit more accurate. And all I would need to do for that is at the beginning of the scene, we would just change a variable. Change variable value, level, global level, and we'll just call that -1. And then let's check in here. Let's just monitor the global level as I move around. So refresh, global variables. It's right here, -1. Go to the world map, play. Let's go to the fire level, refresh. So now it's number 7. So that should be an adequate thing to check for. You're talking about the last text update at the bottom, the text, not the variables. Oh, right here. Yeah, I see what you mean. So if we, what would change if we move that to a key press? We might do that. Actually, this one stays. And then we'll get rid of this. Then so we'll say if the level is greater than 0, and do this thing. Seems the global variables are different from the text, so it needs another update maybe. Yeah, let's see. So the global variables are different from the text. Although I think on the last one, the text was showing one of the global variables. It was showing the one that was previously the scene variable. So it seemed accurate in that regard. It just didn't seem to be updating. It's kind of confusing to try to explain because it's so many similar words, right? But the other global variable, the one that I want it to be, it was failing to update to that one. So let me see if I can get it here. If not, we might try another approach. So global level is -1 here. Yeah, we know that works. If we go all the way down, so create, click on, again, we'll stick with number 2 as our main one. If I refresh that, we can see that the scene, it's now a global scene variable. So it's a scene variable, but that's now actually global. So if we apply that, now this other one should also be a 2. Refresh, and it's a 2. Obviously, if we play the level now, it would reflect correctly. But if we go back in here and click on, say, 1, and refresh, the scene variable is a 1. Go back to the world map, play, go into the level, and we're getting a 1. So, yeah, it's accurate to this variable. And there's a boss. Oh, you know what I did not do? I didn't check for a message being logged. Crap. Let me do that real quick. I doubt that it did. I don't know why it wouldn't, though. Apply, go back in here. Okay, and then play. It's really annoying telling me all these warnings like it can't find a resource. It really clutters up the console. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be true. I only have about 12 minutes left, too. Let's see. Yeah, I'm about to just make a separate set of external events. I know it somewhat defeats the purpose because you should be able to reuse them, but I'm pretty confident it would work. I'm not sure that these function checks do a very good job. I'm not sure what the issue there is. Because this global level variable is a 7 when we're playing, which is clearly greater than 0 last time I checked. Okay, so your test condition. I think to do it every frame, it would need to be called from outside of the external events. Is that... because right now there's no actual condition on that. It just happens after everything. So are you saying to go into the level itself and update the text from there? Take this and copy it over. Wondering if I'm only including the external events while on that mod screen. Wait, am I? Maybe you're right. Am I that dumb? I have... Maybe you're right. I have external events for music. Okay, this is still part of... Oh, so here's this. Change the text. Oh, so I was changing the text with this. Not with the external event. I think you're right. I was assuming I was using the external events. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so they didn't... That's why I wanted to test that text update on its own. Yeah, so my question for you was, because I'm trying to do that, are you wanting to update the text every frame, like here in the level events? Or do you want me to call the entire external events every frame? I'm assuming you just want this down here called every frame, right? Which would be... Oh, right here. I'm already doing it. I'm a little bit lost. What do you mean by my test? Oh, got you. Let's get rid of that then. Yeah, so we were actually already doing this, and I don't think it's working. But yeah, so if we run this now, let's say come in here, let's set it up. So we're aiming for 2, but we're clicking on 1. And we're getting 1. So yeah, no improvement here. It is hard to explain over text. That's so one of the weaknesses of trying to talk through it, especially late at night. Tell you what, I'm gonna put this, you know where. It doesn't mean I'm gonna stop working on it, but I'm gonna put it up here. It's official. Let's see, we're doing bug, global text update, map mods. Yeah, I think that you have a good idea in mind. I think we're having some trouble. I'm having some trouble understanding over over text. It's also a little bit late for me, so I'm going to. I'm gonna keep thinking about it. Worst case scenario, though, and maybe we've already spent more time on this than I need to. Worst case, I just copy the external events and make a new mirrored version of it, but one that isn't touched by the map mod scene here, and it's only touched by the level itself. Might be the simplest approach. But again, I think the cleanest approach would be to do a variable swap. Because otherwise you get a whole new text object, like a new file in the project. So, cool. Well, the music ended right on cue, so we're going to call it here. It's great to be back, though, nonetheless. Great to talk to you all, and I hope to stream at least sometime this weekend, at least. I need to get a move on this. So, yeah, till next time, thanks for watching, and certainly hope that you have fewer bugs than I do. Can you update GitHub? Yes. On the Meteor questions. Let's take a quick look at those, actually. So, double check if the meteors accurately target each enemy type. For the meteor targeting, you said you think it's fixed. A couple days before that, you said there were still some problems. So did you have any questions about this one in particular? This one here. Gotcha. So, yeah, the way I have it set up, spawns a meteor every 9 seconds no matter what. Only once an enemy is on screen will it fire and reset the timer. Or do we want to delete the meteor and reset the timer if no enemy are on the screen? Yeah, the lifespan. Yeah, we only need meteors if there are enemies. And if there are no enemies, I don't think the meteors need to delete immediately, but maybe give them like a kill timer of an arbitrary number of seconds, like, which is the lifespan, the time to live timer. So yeah, we don't need 9 seconds no matter what. That's definitely a problem. That was probably like something just for testing, and I left it in there. If enemies are on the scene, then spawn a meteor every 9 seconds. Something like that. Do we want one in the chamber? So as soon as a flame tower is created, it shouldn't immediately get a meteor. But if it, let's say it creates a meteor and then all the enemies are suddenly killed, it can have one in the chamber just sitting there. In other words, the meteor's hovering, but it should only then hover for, say, 3 seconds or something like that. It shouldn't just stay in the chamber, if that makes any sense. Appreciate the hearts, by the way. Thanks for all the support. Mucho apreciado. Yeah, something like that. Appreciate it. And once again, everyone, thanks so much for watching. And clearly, I hope you have fewer bugs than I do. So till next time, thanks for watching.